In this video, I'm about to show you 40 soda brands that'll destroy your health, and exactly why, along with 10 clean, safer options that are actually worth drinking. Starting with number 40, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola isn't just a sugary drink. It's one of the most legally challenged beverages in history. In 2020, Coke faced a high-profile consumer deception lawsuit accusing the company of misleading the public by advertising its beverages as healthy lifestyle choices despite extremely high sugar content. Another legal wave hit when researchers and advocacy groups argued that Coca-Cola's marketing strategies mimicked big tobacco, shifting blame for metabolic disease from sugar to personal choices. What most people don't know: Coke's formula is engineered around acid sweetness synergy, a technique beverage chemists use to suppress the harshness of phosphoric acid so consumers can drink more without noticing bitterness. The acidity pH 2.5, combined with caramel coloring containing potential 4-MeI residues, has fueled long-running toxicity debates, especially after California's Proposition 65 listing. Inside the body, Coke's rapid fructose absorption raises uric acid, impairing nitric oxide, which can influence blood pressure regulation. Paired with caffeine, this creates addictive consumption loops. Coca-Cola isn't dangerous because of one ingredient. It's risky because of the entire engineered system built to keep consumers drinking. Number 39, Pepsi. Pepsi has faced its own share of legal firestorms, especially around mislabeling and artificial ingredient disputes. One notable lawsuit targeted PepsiCo for marketing Sierra Mist, its sister lemon-lime drink, as all-natural, despite containing synthetic preservatives, sparking wider criticism across Pepsi's soda portfolio regarding transparency. Critics argue that Pepsi's ingredient disclosures often downplay the metabolic intensity of its sweetener profile. Pepsi's formula is uniquely problematic because it delivers higher sweetness up front, achieved through specific flavor compounds that activate taste receptors faster. This pushes consumers to drink more before the body signals fullness. Pepsi also leans more heavily on sodium-sweetness coupling, a technique where sodium enhances sweetness perception, making the drink smoother and more chuggable. One hidden truth? Pepsi's acid blend accelerates gastric emptying, meaning sugar dumps into the bloodstream faster than many colas. Faster spikes, harder crashes. Over time, patterns of rapid glucose loading can disrupt hunger signaling. Pepsi doesn't just sweeten it, it strategically primes the body to crave more. And that's why the lawsuits around misleading health framing hit so hard. The drink's chemistry is built for overconsumption. Number 38, Dr. Pepper. When you think Dr. Pepper is harmless, but dig in too deep, in 2020, Dr. Pepper faced a lawsuit accusing the brand of misrepresenting artificial ingredients as natural flavors in certain products. While the lawsuit didn't specifically target the flagship soda, it intensified scrutiny around the company's use of synthetic aromatic compounds, especially since Dr. Pepper's 23 flavor formula is built on layered artificial esters that create addictive flavor stacking. Dr. Pepper is dangerous for a different reason. It's built to confuse the palate. Beverage scientists call this multi-note masking, a technique where complex flavor layers keep the brain searching for the next taste, encouraging extremely frequent sipping. This means your brain receives taste reward cues before your blood sugar even rises, leading to faster habit formation compared to simpler sodas. The acidity is also sharper than most colas, often falling into an erosive zone similar to certain energy drinks. Combined with caffeine and heavy aromatic loading, Dr. Pepper creates what experts describe as a double reward loop. Aroma hits, then sugar hits. This makes the drink psychologically stickier than traditional colas. Number 37, Mountain Dew. Mountain Dew has one of the most controversial histories of any soda. The biggest scandal involves brominated vegetable oil, a flame-retardant chemical once used to stabilize citrus oils. Dew faced multiple lawsuits and petitions pushing PepsiCo to remove BVO due to concerns about thyroid disruption, bioaccumulation, and neurological symptoms in chronic exposures. The U version removed BVO from many bottles, but the ingredient persisted internationally for years. What makes Mountain Dew uniquely damaging is its high stimulant profile. With caffeine content rivaling small energy drinks, plus intense citrus acids and neon synthetic dyes, Dew creates a sensory overload. The drink's unusually high osmolality makes it dehydrating, meaning consumers often drink more without realizing they're still thirsty. Its acidity interacts aggressively with dyes like yellow 5, affecting stability and flavor sharpness, and Dew's sugar concentration leads to prolonged glucose elevation. Mountain Dew isn't just a soda. It's a chemically stimulated sugar caffeine bomb with one of the longest-running ingredient controversy histories in the industry. Number 36. Sprite. Sprite looks clean and harmless, but its past raised real scientific concerns. In the mid-2000s, investigations into soda formulas revealed that benzoate preservatives combined with citric acid can form benzene, a known carcinogen, under heat or light exposure. Sprite was one of several citrus sodas reviewed during this global controversy. Although most samples tested below safety limits, the issue highlighted how easily clear sodas can undergo chemical shifts under poor storage conditions. Sprite's biggest modern danger is its acid-driven metabolic impact. Without caramel color or caffeine, consumers assume it's lighter, leading to higher intake. But Sprite's extremely high citric acid load makes it one of the most enamel-softening sodas ever tested in dental research. Citric acid also increases mineral chelation, binding calcium and magnesium, which can influence long-term dental and bone integrity if consumed frequently. Sprite floods the bloodstream quickly because of its gentle flavor profile. The brain doesn't register heaviness, so people drink twice as much. Its danger lies in the illusion of safety, not the color. Number 35. Fanta. You might think Fanta is just a fruity, playful soda, but the truth behind that bright orange bottle is nothing like real fruit. Fanta's orange taste comes from lab-engineered citrus esters, not natural juice, and those esters are designed to trigger fast sensory pleasure while masking the drink's extreme acidity. That acidity level is so sharp that dental researchers have placed citrus sodas like Fanta among the fastest enamel-eroding beverages sold commercially. Worldwide, Fanta has repeatedly come under fire for marketing itself as a fruit soda, even though there's no real fruit inside. Some regions even forced label changes after regulators criticized misleading imagery. The neon color also comes from synthetic dye blends that give the illusion of freshness but provide nothing beneficial. The biggest hidden danger? Fanta's flavor system is built for gulpability, smooth, bright, with no bitterness. So you drink more before realizing how intense the sugar-acid combination is. It isn't refreshing. It's a chemically engineered simulation that hits your teeth, stomach, and blood sugar harder than you'd ever guess. Number 34. 7UP. Clear, sparkling, and light. That's the image 7UP sells. But the reality is anything but gentle. 7UP's crystal look hides a high citric acid formula that dental studies consistently rank among the most enamel-damaging beverage profiles. Because it has no caramel bite or caffeine bitterness, people drink 7UP faster, letting that acid wash over the teeth repeatedly without noticing. 7-Up also became part of the benzene controversy in the mid-2000s, when sodas containing sodium benzoate and citric acid were found capable of forming benzene, a carcinogenic compound, when exposed to heat or light. While formulas were updated, it revealed how unstable citrus sodas can be during storage and transportation. The "this is lighter than cola" illusion is the real problem. 7UP can spike blood sugar just as fast, stress the enamel even more aggressively, and hit the stomach lining harder due to its acidity. Behind the calm, clear appearance is a chemically reactive citrus formulation far harsher than people expect. Number 33. Sunkist. Sunkist looks like a fun, harmless orange soda, but its most shocking truth is one most people never hear. Sunkist is caffeinated. Unlike typical orange sodas, Sunkist hides a stimulant hit inside a neon-colored citrus drink, making it behave more like a mini energy drink than a kid-friendly soda. Its vivid color comes from synthetic dyes that consumer groups have repeatedly questioned for hyperactivity concerns in children. Meanwhile, the orange burst aroma is built from layered artificial esters that smell stronger than they taste, a trick that flavor chemists use to keep you chasing sip after sip. The issue isn't just sweetness, it's the caffeine, high sugar acid combo. That trio can cause dehydration, enamel weakening, and a fast spike and crash cycle that is worse for teens and kids who drink Sunkist, thinking it's gentle. Under the cheerful branding, Sunkist is a caffeinated citrus stimulant dressed up like an innocent orange soda. Number 32. Mug Root Beer. Mug Root Beer feels creamy, smooth, and nostalgic. But that smoothness is engineered with synthetic vanilla aromatics and sweetness enhancers that hide just how sugary this drink really is. Because Mug has no caffeine, no citrus bite, and no bitter notes, people tend to drink it in large gulps, making it one of the easiest sodas to overconsume unintentionally. A deeper issue is its use of caramel color 4, the same class of color linked to 4-MEI formation during high heat processing. Consumer watchdogs have pushed soda makers for transparency on these levels for years. Mug also uses phosphoric acid not as aggressively as colas, but enough to disrupt calcium balance and weaken enamel over time. Root beer has a reputation for being gentler, but Mug's sweetness masking, smoothness boosting additives turn it into a stealth sugar delivery system. That creamy feel isn't natural. It's chemistry designed to make you drink far more than you realize. Number 31. Barq's Root Beer. Barq's looks like classic Americana, but its formula tells a completely different story. Unlike most root beers, Barq's contains caffeine, catching many parents off guard. Combined with its sharp sweetness, that caffeine creates an addictive stimulation pattern closer to cola than traditional root beer. The famous Bite Barq's markets comes from synthetic sassafras alternatives, used after natural saffrol was banned decades ago for carcinogenic concerns. To stabilize these artificial notes, Barq's uses added acids and flavor fixatives, making it noticeably more acidic than competing root beers. That acidity accelerates sugar absorption and hits enamel harder than people expect from a root beer. Barq's has also faced long-running criticism for not prominently labeling its caffeine content, confusing consumers who assume all root beers are non-caffeinated. Behind the nostalgic label is a chemically intense, high-acid, stimulant-spiked formula that's much harsher than it pretends to be. Number 30. A&W Root Beer. A&W Root Beer is marketed as a wholesome, nostalgic classic, but the formula behind its old-fashioned flavor is far more modern than the branding suggests. Instead of natural root extracts, A&W relies on synthetic vanillin, artificial smoothing agents, and caramel color class IV, an additive scrutinized by consumer groups due to the potential formation of 4-MEI during high heat processing. While the drink tastes creamy and mild, that smoothness is engineered to eliminate bitterness and make the soda extremely easy to consume in large amounts. A&W also contains phosphoric acid, the same acid found in colas, which nutrition researchers associate with gradual enamel weakening and reduced calcium balance when consumed regularly. Because the drink has no acidity bite, consumers rarely realize how much sugar and acid they're taking in until after the fact. The branding frames A&W as simple and comforting, but the truth is a highly formulated beverage built for sweetness and smoothness, not for long-term health. Number 29. Crush. Crush is known for bold colors and explosive fruit flavor, but none of that intensity comes from real fruit. The aroma and taste are created through synthetic esters and high-impact flavor chemicals designed to mimic citrus or berry notes without using natural ingredients. Its bright appearance comes from strong artificial dyes that have faced international criticism for sensitivity and hyperactivity concerns, especially in children. Crush's sweetness level is intentionally high, allowing the drink's candy-like flavor to mask an aggressive acid profile. Dental researchers have long warned that citrus-style sodas with this type of sweet acid masking can accelerate enamel erosion because the palate doesn't sense the acidity. Although Crush has avoided major safety scandals, the underlying issue is the formula itself, a blend of dyes, synthetic aromatics, and a sugar-forward structure that encourages rapid sipping. Behind the vibrant branding lies a soda built for sensory impact rather than balanced or health-conscious formulation. Number 28. Sundrop. Sundrop promotes itself as a citrus-forward, high-energy soda. Still, its history includes one significant controversy. Certain formulations previously contained brominated vegetable oil, BVO, an additive restricted or banned in several countries over concerns about bromine buildup in body tissues. Although newer versions have been reformulated, the brand still carries that legacy within consumer discussions. Today, Sundrop uses an intensely sharp citrus ester blend that produces a strong, almost energy drink-like flavor. That punchy taste masks a very acidic formula, one that dentists consider especially erosive when consumed quickly. Sundrop's bold taste encourages. The drink's sweetness and aroma profile create a lift effect without providing actual caffeine-like stimulation, resulting in people consuming more in search of a feeling that never arrives. Sundrop's identity is built on bright, citrus intensity, but beneath that appeal is a formulation that can be unusually aggressive on enamel and digestion. Number 27. Big Red. Big Red is known for its creamy, bubblegum vanilla flavor, but that signature taste has nothing to do with natural cream or spice extracts. Instead, it comes from synthetic vanillin, strong aromatic esters, and sweetening blends designed to produce a dessert-like profile. These compounds cling to the palate longer than typical soda flavors, encouraging repeated sipping and larger intake. Because Big Red removes bitterness entirely, the drink offers no sensory cues about its sugar load. Consumers often report throat irritation or aftertaste heaviness, a response food scientists associate with certain vanilla acid combinations. The soda's intense red color comes from artificial dyes used at high saturation, especially in regional varieties where the drink is most popular. While Big Red hasn't been involved in major contamination events, its formulation prioritizes sweetness, impact, and aroma retention over ingredient simplicity. The result is a soda that behaves more like a liquid confectionery product than a standard soft drink. Number 26. Faygo. Faygo is popular for its low cost and enormous range of flavors, but this variety comes from the use of potent artificial dyes and synthetic flavor blends. Many red, blue, and mixed fruit variants use dye concentrations that consumer advocacy groups have questioned, particularly regarding sensitivity reactions in children. Because Faygo operates in the value-priced market, many of its formulations favor affordability over balanced ingredient sourcing. This results in flavors built on high-intensity esters, strong artificial aromatics, and sharp acid curves that dental researchers categorize as highly erosive, especially in citrus and punch flavors. The brand's appeal lies in nostalgia, bright colors, and novelty combinations, but few consumers recognize how aggressively engineered some of the flavors are compared to mainstream sodas. Faygo's fun image masks a portfolio of formulas that rely heavily on synthetic ingredients, delivering high flavor impact with little consideration for long-term dental or metabolic health. Number 25. RC Cola. RC Cola has a loyal following and a long history, but the formula carries several concerns that most consumers never notice. The drink uses a sharper phosphoric acid profile compared to mainstream colas, which researchers associate with gradual enamel weakening and calcium imbalance when consumed frequently. RC Cola's sweetness curve is intentionally steep, allowing the drink to feel smoother than its acidity level actually is, making overconsumption easy. Flavor-wise, RC relies heavily on artificial caramel color and synthetic cola aromatics to create depth at a low production cost. While the brand hasn't been central to major contamination incidents, it has repeatedly faced criticism for outdated ingredient transparency and a reliance on older industrial formulations rather than cleaner, modern alternatives. The main issue is inconsistency. Depending on region and bottler, RC's taste, sweetness, and carbonation levels can vary noticeably, which reflects decentralized production practices. What seems like a simple, old-school cola is, in reality, a drink built on economy-grade acidity and artificial flavor systems that can be harder on teeth and digestion than consumers expect. Number 24. Shasta. Shasta is known for being cheap, colorful, and available in dozens of flavors. But this affordability comes from highly synthetic formulations that prioritize cost efficiency over ingredient refinement. Many Shasta variants rely on strong artificial dyes and high-impact esters designed to create intense flavor quickly, often at the expense of balance. Shasta's citrus, fruit punch, and berry flavors use sharp citric acid curves that dental specialists classify as highly erosive, particularly when paired with sugar-forward profiles. Consumers often describe the brand's sweetness as spiky, a sign of less refined sweetener balancing. Because Shasta is contract bottled across different facilities, batch consistency varies, leading to unpredictable carbonation and flavor strength. Although Shasta has not been involved in major safety scandals, its ingredient strategy has long been criticized by nutrition groups for relying on low-cost synthetic additives at higher intensities than mainstream sodas. Behind the budget price is a line of beverages that behave like high-acid, dye-saturated soft drinks, capable of stressing enamel and digestion with regular consumption. Number 23. Welch's Soda. Welch's Soda leverages the reputation of Welch's grape juice, but the soda version contains no fresh grape antioxidants and bears little resemblance to the health-focused image of the juice brand. Instead, the formula uses strong grape flavor esters and deep purple dyes that create an intense fruit illusion without the natural nutrients commonly associated with grapes. The sweetness level in Welch's Soda is unusually heavy, designed to deliver a thick, syrup-like mouthfeel similar to candy. Combined with its acidity, this sweetness pattern can be rough on enamel and digestion, particularly when consumed quickly. The soda's dark coloring comes from artificial dyes that have faced international scrutiny for sensitivity concerns. While Welch's retains a wholesome reputation due to its juice line, The soda formulation is built around synthetic flavor enhancement and dense sweetness, not fruit content. Consumers expecting a juice-adjacent beverage are often unaware that Welch's soda behaves more like a high-intensity dessert drink than anything resembling its natural counterpart. Number 22. Canada Dry Soda. Canada Dry's regular sodas, including orange, club soda, sweetened varieties, and standard flavored soft drinks, carry a cleaner reputation due to the brand's ginger ale. But the non-ginger sodas rely on standard artificial flavor systems, citric acid, and caramel coloring similar to mainstream competitors. These versions lack the mildness typically associated with ginger ale, and instead use sharper acid-sweetness balances that can be unexpectedly erosive to enamel. Because Canada Dry is perceived as light or gentle, consumers often drink these sodas quicker, not realizing they can hit the teeth as hard as citrus sodas. The brand has previously faced lawsuits targeting mislabeling practices in its ginger ale line, specifically regarding the presence of real ginger. While these suits didn't target the soda line directly, they raised concerns about ingredient transparency across the company's portfolio. Canada Dry's flavored sodas are marketed cleanly but function like typical mass-market soft drinks, artificially flavored, acid-heavy beverages that can be more aggressive on enamel than their calm branding implies. Number 21. Schweppes Soda. Schweppes is closely associated with mixers and classic ginger ale, but its regular flavored sodas follow a formula similar to other citrus and fruit drinks in the industry. These sodas use high-acid formulations, synthetic flavorings, and caramel coloring in variants like cola, creating a profile that dental researchers often categorize as enamel softening when consumed repeatedly. Various regional partners bottle Schweppes products, and the resulting variation in carbonation levels and sweetener balancing can lead to inconsistent drinking experiences. Some batches have been reported by consumers as overly sharp or chemical tasting, a sign of aggressive ester blends intended to mimic citrus or fruit notes without using natural sources. The brand's reputation for quality comes primarily from its tonic and seltzers, but the regular soda line does not share that cleaner formulation philosophy. Beneath the classic name is a set of beverages that behave like standard synthetic sodas, driven by acidity and artificial flavor constructions that offer little nutritional value. Number 20. Jarritos. Jarritos markets itself as a more authentic fruit soda, but the regular sugary versions lean heavily on artificial flavors, high sweetness curves, and sharp citric acid levels that are far more intense than their natural branding suggests. While some flavors contain small amounts of fruit extract, the majority of the taste comes from synthetic esters designed to replicate traditional Mexican fruit profiles. Jarritos is also significantly sweeter than many American sodas, which amplifies its acidity and increases enamel risk. Nutrition advocates have pointed out that the high sugar content, paired with bright flavor esters, makes Jarritos extremely easy to overconsume. Because Jarritos depends on visual color cues tied to fruit identity, many variants use strong dye systems, particularly in orange, lime, and fruit punch flavors. Although Jarritos carries cultural nostalgia and a premium image, the formulation is closer to a high-acid, high-sugar synthetic soda than a natural fruit beverage. Number 19. Jones Soda. Jones Soda is known for its creative labels and unique flavors, but behind the branding is a formulation built on intense artificial flavors and extremely high sugar concentrations. Many of its fruit and dessert-themed varieties use strong aromatic esters that create powerful sensory experiences without using natural ingredients. The brand's colorful aesthetic often requires saturated artificial dyes across its product line. These dyes have been questioned by consumer groups for their potential sensitivity reactions, especially in brightly colored flavors like berry lemonade or watermelon. Jones Soda also relies on a sweetness profile that is heavier than most mainstream sodas, meant to match dessert-inspired themes like cream soda or blue bubblegum. This combination of sweetness and acidity can be taxing on enamel and stomach comfort. Although Jones emphasizes individuality and creativity, its formulas reveal a high-intensity artificial soda strategy, more focused on bold flavor impact than balanced ingredient design. Number 18. Hawaiian Punch. Carbonated Hawaiian Punch takes an already sugary beverage and amplifies it into a soda format using synthetic fruit esters, citric acid, and intense artificial dyes. Despite the fruit-heavy branding, there is no meaningful fruit content in the formula. The flavor is built on a layered system of artificial punch components that create a powerful aroma but offer no nutritional benefit. The carbonation intensifies the drink's acidity, which dental researchers classify as highly erosive when combined with strong fruit punch flavoring. This makes the carbonated version harsher on enamel than the non-carbonated juice drink. Hawaiian Punch's dyes, particularly reds and purples, have long been criticized by nutrition groups for their concentration levels. Combined with its very high sweetness curve, the drink encourages rapid consumption, which increases both enamel exposure and digestive stress. Carbonated Hawaiian Punch behaves more like a sugary, acidic confection than a standard soda, amplifying many of the concerns already associated with the base drink. Number 17. Yoo-hoo. Carbonated Yoo-hoo is one of the more unusual sodas on the market, a chocolate-flavored, dairy-inspired drink converted into a fizzy soft drink. But this carbonation masks a formulation dependent on stabilizers, synthetic cocoa flavorings, emulsifiers, and artificial sweeteners that recreate a chocolate milk taste without using real dairy. The combination of acidity and chocolate flavoring is notably problematic. Acid can destabilize cocoa flavor compounds, leading manufacturers to rely heavily on synthetic alternatives that remain stable under carbonation. These compounds often leave a lingering aftertaste and can irritate sensitive palates. The drink's sweetness curve is dense and syrup-like, making it feel heavier than typical sodas despite containing no real milk. Nutrition experts point out that acidic chocolate beverages are unusually stressful on enamel because they combine low pH with sticky flavor residues. Carbonated Yoo-hoo may appear playful and nostalgic, but behind the novelty is a highly engineered artificial beverage whose formulation is harder on oral health than most consumers realize. Number 16. Mountain Lion. Mountain Lion is Food Lion's budget soda line, but the low price reflects a formulation built almost entirely around cost-optimized synthetic ingredients. These sodas use aggressive artificial flavorings designed to imitate mainstream brands without matching their refinement. The sweetness curve is sharp, with immediate sugar impact followed by a fast drop-off, a pattern associated with lower quality sweetener balancing. Mountain Lion citrus and fruit variants rely heavily on intensified citric acid profiles, which dental researchers classify as enamel softening, especially when paired with rapid carbonation levels that vary by batch. Because manufacturing is outsourced to different bottlers, consumers often report inconsistencies in taste, carbonation, and acidity, indicating production variability uncommon in larger brands. Artificial dyes are used at relatively high concentrations to match color expectations, especially in orange, grape, and fruit punch flavors. Nutrition advocates criticize this brand category for prioritizing visual appeal over ingredient clarity. Behind the inexpensive shelf price is a set of sodas built through high-acid, high-dye synthetic formulations, offering little control or transparency over ingredient sources. Number 15. Big K Soda. Big K Soda aims to replicate mainstream flavors at a lower cost, but this replication relies on intense artificial flavor systems and sharp acidity meant to approximate name-brand sodas without using premium ingredients. Many Big K varieties contain bold, artificial dyes and sweeteners calibrated to mimic familiar flavors like cola, lemon lime, or orange soda. Consumer reviews often note unpredictable carbonation levels, sometimes overly fizzy, sometimes flat, reflecting the decentralized bottling structure Kroger uses across regional facilities. This inconsistency can amplify or mute acidity, influencing overall enamel impact. Big K's fruit-forward sodas use synthetic esters that create strong aromas but offer none of the subtle balancing found in better quality formulations. Paired with a heavy sweetness curve, these sodas are unusually easy to overconsume. While Big K achieves affordability, the trade-off is a formulation built almost entirely on lower-tier additives. The result is a high-acid, dye-saturated beverage line that behaves more harshly on teeth and digestion than its mainstream counterparts. Number 14. Great Value Soda. Great Value Soda competes on price, but that cost savings comes from simplified formulas relying on strong synthetic flavors, aggressive acid blends, and budget sweeteners. Many Great Value varieties are noticeably sharper in acidity than national brands, a design choice that heightens perceived flavor intensity but increases enamel erosion risk when consumed frequently. Artificial colors in Great Value's fruit and punch flavors run at high saturation, particularly in red and orange drinks. These dyes contribute to visual impact, but have been criticized by consumer advocacy groups for potential sensitivity reactions in certain populations. The sweetness profile in Great Value sodas is typically front-loaded. The flavor hits hard at the start but fades quickly, encouraging repeat sipping. Combined with inconsistent carbonation levels common in private label sodas, this results in an unpredictable drinking experience. Walmart's branding suggests simplicity and value, but the underlying formulas reflect a cost-driven approach that prioritizes intensity and color over ingredient quality, leaving consumers exposed to high-acid, high-sugar blends. Number 13. Market Pantry Soda. Market Pantry Soda tries to balance affordability with a cleaner brand image, but the underlying formulations still rely heavily on synthetic flavor blends, bright artificial dyes, and strong acid-sweetness ratios. Target's in-house sodas often replicate national flavors, but lack the ingredient refinement and balancing found in mainstream products. Many Market Pantry citrus and fruit sodas contain steep citric acid slopes, which nutrition researchers identify as highly erosive when paired with frequent sipping. Because these sodas are contract bottled, carbonation levels vary across regions, influencing both flavor, perception, and enamel impact. Artificial coloring in Market Pantry is used with visual precision to match flavor expectations. Orange, red, grape, and tropical variants use concentrated dye blends that consumer groups have questioned for sensitivity risks. While the branding appears modern and friendly, the formulations remain conventional, relying on lower-cost artificial ingredients that produce strong flavor impressions but deliver little in terms of balanced or health-conscious composition. Number 12. Signature Select Soda. Signature Select, sold in Albertsons and its affiliated chains, markets itself as a step above basic store brands, yet its sodas rely on standard artificial flavor systems and high-acid formulations similar to other private label beverages. The flavor construction uses synthetic esters designed to imitate popular soda profiles, but without the refinement of premium brands. Signature Select's fruit and citrus varieties contain aggressive acid blends that dental researchers associate with enamel softening over time. These acids often feel milder due to the soda's sweetness curve, which masks acidity and encourages frequent sipping. Color intensity is another concern. Grape, punch, and tropical flavors frequently use deeply saturated artificial dyes, which consumer health advocates have flagged for their potential sensitivity effects. Although Signature Select attempts to position itself as a more polished private label, the ingredient strategy remains conventional and cost-focused. The result is a soda line built around synthetic aromatics, strong acidity, and visual dyes, delivering impact but offering little protection for long-term dental and metabolic health. Number 11. Publix Soda. Publix Soda carries the image of a clean, well-managed grocery brand, but the beverage itself tells a different story. Many Publix flavors rely on phosphoric acid as the primary acidity driver, a compound associated with reduced bone mineral density in observational studies when consumed frequently. What makes Publix unique is its high sweetness to acid ratio, meaning the drink tastes smoother but actually delivers a deeper acid bite that clings to enamel longer. Some Publix bottling partners also use older carbonation lines, which affects micro bubble size. Researchers note that smaller, denser carbonation bubbles can intensify enamel erosion because they accelerate acid dispersion. Color-heavy flavors like fruit punch and berry contain blended dyes rather than single color formulations, a technique used to achieve brightness cheaply. These blends create higher additive load per serving. Number 10. Giant Eagle Soda. Giant Eagle Soda's biggest concern isn't just sugar, it's ingredient aging. Multiple consumer watchdog assessments have pointed out that some regional bottlers use older concentrate stock, meaning the syrups sit longer before being blended. This can lead to stronger caramelization compounds, known as advanced glycation products, molecules linked to increased oxidative stress in human studies. The citrus sodas use two acid systems, citric and malic, which produce a sharper, almost needle-like acidity that dental researchers classify as high risk for enamel softening. Add to that a tendency for fluctuating carbonation levels, some cans overpressurized, some noticeably flat, and the drink becomes unpredictable in how intensely it hits the palate. Visually, Giant Eagle sodas rely on deep dye saturation, especially in red and grape flavors, designed to mimic national brands but with cheaper colorants. What looks like a budget soda actually exposes you to older syrups, harsher acid systems, and higher oxidative byproducts than most shoppers realize. Number 9. Harris Teeter Soda. Harris Teeter Soda stands out for a different reason: higher than average sodium content in several flavors. While soda isn't known for being salty, certain Harris Teeter varieties use sodium-based flavor enhancers to sharpen sweetness perception, a trick manufacturers use to cut sweetener costs. The result? You get a drink that tastes rich but delivers twice the electrolyte load compared to typical soft drinks. For people with blood pressure sensitivity, this combination of sodium and sugar can be uniquely stressful. Another hidden angle is Harris Teeter's reliance on ethylene-based flavor esters, which create strong aroma but are more prone to flavor fade after opening. This encourages rapid consumption, increasing overall acidic exposure in a shorter time span. Bright-colored drinks use dye blends optimized for shelf stability, not digestive ease. Under its upscale grocery branding, Harris Teeter soda quietly functions as a salt-boosted, ester-heavy formula that hits harder than most consumers expect. Number 8. Hy-Vee soda. Hy-Vee soda's issue isn't just acidity, it's the sweetener stretch. Some Hy-Vee flavors use HFCS42, a cheaper, lower fructose corn syrup normally used in baked goods, not beverages. To compensate, bottlers increase fructose boosters and artificial flavors, creating a sweetness that fades unusually fast, leading to repeated sipping and more enamel exposure. Hy-Vee citrus sodas rely heavily on clouding agents, emulsion stabilizers to create an appealing opaque appearance. These compounds aren't unsafe, but they're highly processed and often paired with benzoate preservatives, which can react under heat and light to form benzene, something FDA monitoring continues to investigate in acidic beverages. The bottle design choices also matter. Hy-Vee uses lighter weight PET bottles, which are more oxygen permeable, meaning the drink loses freshness faster and chemical flavors intensify as it ages. Hy-Vee soda appears simple, but behind the bottle is a sweetener-swapped, clouded, fast oxidizing formula few shoppers recognize. Number 7. Winco soda. Winco soda's concern is ingredient minimalism taken to an extreme. To maintain ultra-low prices, some Winco flavors use single-note artificial flavors, meaning instead of a layered fruit profile, you get one concentrated compound. These mono-flavor formulations tend to be paired with higher citric acid levels to compensate for flatness, which dentists warn is a direct trigger for enamel decalcification. Another rarely discussed issue with Winco soda is thermal sensitivity. Tests from consumer groups show that Winco bottles lose carbonation more rapidly when stored even slightly warm, indicating weaker CO2 retention. Warmed acidic drinks have a measurably stronger erosive effect compared to cold ones. Several bright flavors use multi-dye stacks, where 5 or 6 dyes are combined in micro amounts to achieve brightness cheaply. Number 6. Piggly Wiggly soda. Piggly Wiggly soda seems like a harmless budget drink, but the formulation behind many flavors has quirks that most shoppers never notice. Some Piggly Wiggly bottlers use older, batch-mixed syrups, which have a higher chance of developing thermal flavor drift. This means that when the product sits in warmer stockrooms, the aromatic compounds separate slightly, creating a harsher taste and a stronger acidic feel when finally consumed. The sodas also use cheaper anti-foaming agents, common in low-cost beverages, to stabilize carbonation during filling. While approved for use, these agents can dull mouthfeel and contribute to uneven carbonation. Piggly Wiggly citrus varieties rely heavily on citral-based artificial aromas, which oxidize rapidly when exposed to light. This oxidation increases perceived bitterness, yet leaves the underlying acid unchanged, a combination dentist flag as more erosive over time. Behind its nostalgic charm, Piggly Wiggly soda behaves like a warm, sensitive, oxidation-prone drink that can hit enamel and digestion harder than its price tag suggests. Number 5. Safeway soda. Safeway soda markets itself as a dependable store-brand alternative, but its formulations tell a more engineered story. Many Safeway varieties rely on sweetener modulators, additives that amplify sweetness without increasing sugar. These compounds trick the tongue into perceiving stronger sweetness, making the beverage easier to overconsume. Safeway's darker sodas, especially colas and root beers, use heavier caramel color fractions, which create deeper pigmentation but also introduce higher levels of Maillard byproduct compounds linked to oxidative stress when consumed frequently. Another hidden issue is Safeway's use of high-pressure carbonation cycles during manufacturing. Drinks produced this way have sharper CO2 release when opened, which accelerates acid spread across teeth during the first few sips. While the branding feels safe and predictable, the beverage's architecture, sweetness enhancers, dense colorants, and aggressive carbonation create a soda that's far more chemically forward and enamel intense than most shoppers realize. Number 4. Meyer soda. Meyer soda appears straightforward, but its ingredient strategy relies on one cost-saving technique many consumers never hear about: bulk blended flavor bases. Instead of crafting flavors individually, Some Meyer sodas are produced from multi-use concentrate blocks designed to fit multiple fruit categories. This results in flavor profiles that taste bright at first but flatten out quickly, prompting repeated sipping and greater acidic exposure. Several Meyer flavors also incorporate EDTA-based stabilizers, which improve color stability and shelf lighting, but can intensify metallic aftertastes when paired with certain sweeteners. A unique concern is temperature sensitivity. Meyer sodas in lightweight PET bottles lose carbonation significantly faster once opened. As the drink goes flat, acid dominance increases, making it harsher on enamel even though sweetness fades. Meyer's packaging and branding feel familiar and harmless. Yet the drink inside acts like a stabilizer-heavy, fast-degrading soda that becomes more erosive the longer it sits open. Number 3. Top Soda. Top Soda quietly uses one of the lowest-cost sweetener blends in the industry. Heavy HFCS with efficiency additives that allow bottlers to reduce syrup volumes while maintaining perceived sweetness. These blends often create a lingering sticky sweetness, something researchers associate with increased plaque adhesion compared to standard soft drinks. Top's fruit flavors rely on ultra-bright dye systems, often made from layered dye stacks that allow lower quality flavors to appear more vibrant. These high-saturation colorants are more resistant to fading but carry higher additive loads per serving. Another issue is the soda's degassing curve. Top cans tend to lose CO2 at a quicker rate once cracked, meaning your first few sips hit hard with acidity while the rest of the drink tastes noticeably flat. This uneven carbonation pattern increases overall enamel exposure. Number 2. Western Family Soda. Western Family Soda is common across independent grocers, but few consumers realize it often comes from multiple regional bottlers, and that inconsistency matters. Depending on location, the same flavor can vary in acidity, carbonation, and even dye concentration. These differences come from the use of regional concentrate suppliers who mix syrups based on local contract pricing rather than uniform quality. Some Western Family sodas use propylene glycol-based flavor carriers, which help dissolve stronger aromatic compounds but can create a slightly oily mouthfeel when the drink warms up. The citrus varieties rely on a high-acid, low-sugar ratio, meaning the drink feels light but is actually more enamel-aggressive than sweeter formulations. Because the brand prioritizes cost uniformity over formulation uniformity, Western Family Soda ends up being a chemically inconsistent beverage that can hit harder or softer depending entirely on where it was bottled, something most shoppers never notice. Number 1. Dollar Tree Greenbrier Soda. Dollar Tree's Greenbrier Soda is one of the most aggressively cost-optimized sodas on the market, and that comes with hidden consequences. Many flavors are produced with single-molecule synthetic aromatics, meaning one artificial compound is used to mimic entire fruit profiles. These mono-aromas break down faster under heat, creating sour, almost chemical off-notes as the product ages on shelves. To keep costs down, Greenbrier soda often uses high-acid, low-buffer formulations, meaning there are fewer stabilizing ingredients to soften acidity. Dental researchers warn that these unbuffered acids can erode enamel faster than the same acidity level in national brands. Another concern is packaging. Greenbrier uses extremely thin PET bottles with high oxygen permeability, which speeds up flavor oxidation and CO2 loss. The result is a soda that tastes harsher, goes flat faster, and delivers a stronger acid hit per sip. Behind the unbeatable price tag is a bare-bones, high-acid, fast-oxidizing formula engineered for cost, not health or stability. But don't worry, it's not all bad news. Some soda brands are actually cleaner, lighter, and made with better ingredients, starting with number 10, Olipop. Olipop has become a standout for people looking to replace traditional sodas without sacrificing taste. Instead of relying on heavy sweeteners or acids, Olipop uses a blend of botanical fibers, plant extracts, and prebiotic compounds designed to support digestive balance. What makes it unique is its inclusion of ingredients like marshmallow root, chicory, cassava fiber, and Jerusalem artichoke, which offer natural sweetness and gut-friendly benefits while keeping sugar levels extremely low. The carbonation is intentionally softer, reducing the enamel shock that comes with traditional colas. Because the drink avoids phosphoric acid and artificial dyes, it's also gentler on tooth enamel and less likely to contribute to long-term mineral loss. Professional nutritionists often highlight Olipop's ability to deliver flavor without metabolic strain. Blood sugar spikes are minimal, and many consumers report improved digestion when switching from conventional soda. Number 9. Poppi Prebiotic Soda. Poppy Prebiotic Soda has gained massive traction for its simple formula built around unfiltered apple cider vinegar. Instead of masking ACV with additives, Poppy balances it with fruit juices and natural flavor compounds, creating a refreshing drink that supports gut diversity. The vinegar component contains acetic acid, which research suggests may help moderate post-meal blood sugar responses and promote satiety. The beverage avoids synthetic dyes, artificial sweeteners, and sharp acidifiers, making it much gentler on enamel compared to citrus-heavy mainstream sodas. Poppy also keeps calories intentionally low, relying on small amounts of fruit sugar rather than corn syrup or chemical sweeteners. Consumers often report improved bloating, digestive comfort, and stable energy levels, a stark contrast to the crash and burn effect associated with traditional high-sugar drinks. Poppy works because it's built around a single functional ingredient supported by science, wrapped in a clean, approachable flavor system. It offers the fizzy satisfaction of soda while actively supporting metabolic and digestive health. Number 8. Zevia Zero Sugar Soda. Zevia stands out as one of the cleanest zero-calorie sodas on the market, using stevia leaf extract as its sweetener instead of artificial alternatives like aspartame, sucralose, or acesulfame potassium. Stevia behaves differently in the body. It doesn't trigger insulin release, doesn't spike glucose, and offers sweetness without metabolic stress. Zevia also avoids caramel coloring entirely, meaning no exposure to high-heat processing byproducts. The acidity is milder than standard colas, which reduces enamel erosion potential, and the formula is free from preservatives that often create bitterness or aftertaste fatigue. One of Zevia's strengths is its consistency. Flavors remain stable because the company uses simple, plant-based aromatic compounds. Athletes and nutritionists often prefer it due to its transparent ingredient list and compatibility with low-sugar diets. Zevia delivers the experience of soda bubbles, flavor, and satisfaction without the baggage of sweeteners or chemical dyes, making it a reliable, everyday alternative for people looking to eliminate sugar but still crave carbonation. Number 7. Reed's Zero Sugar Ginger Beer. Reed's Zero Sugar Ginger Beer delivers a completely different experience from standard diet sodas. Instead of artificial flavors, it uses real pressed ginger root, which introduces natural heat, depth, and anti-inflammatory compounds such as gingerols and shogalls. These plant molecules give the drink its signature warm finish and support digestive comfort. The sweetness comes from a blend of natural sugar substitutes designed to minimize aftertaste while keeping glycemic impact low. Because Reed's uses steeped ginger and natural oils rather than synthetic aromatics, the flavor stays vibrant without relying on chemical acids or dyes. For people sensitive to preservatives, Reed's stands out. Its ingredient list is notably short and avoids additives that can irritate the stomach. Whether used alone or as a mixer, Reed's Zero Sugar provides the spice and complexity of authentic ginger beer without sugar overload, artificial coloring, or harsh acid profiles, making it both refreshing and functionally supportive. Number 6. Culture Pop Soda. Culture Pop approaches soda from a fermentation-inspired angle, using probiotic cultures paired with real fruit and herbal blends. Unlike traditional sodas that depend on heavy sweeteners and sharp acids, Culture Pop leans on ferment-style tartness, giving the drink a naturally complex flavor profile. It contains no artificial sweeteners, dyes, or preservatives, making it far gentler on digestion and enamel. Each flavor uses actual fruit extracts combined with botanicals like cardamom, lemongrass, or chili, producing a depth that typical sodas can't replicate. Nutrition-forward consumers appreciate that the beverage includes live cultures designed to support microbial diversity in the gut, something mainstream sodas actively disrupt due to sugar and acid load. Culture Pop feels like a hybrid between sparkling juice and a fermented tonic, offering carbonation without metabolic strain, artificial colors, or chemical sweeteners. It's a flavor-driven, microbiome-friendly soda alternative crafted for long-term wellness. Number 5. United Sodas of America. United Sodas of America takes a minimalist, design-forward approach to healthy soda by using organic cane sugar in very small amounts, layered with natural extracts to deliver flavor without overwhelming sweetness. Each can contains just 30 calories, avoiding the crash associated with standard soft drinks. The formula is built on clean fruit distillates, not synthetic aroma chemicals, which creates nuanced flavors like pear, blackberry, and elderflower that feel closer to sparkling juice than soda. The drink skips dyes entirely, using clear formulations to avoid pigment additives that can irritate sensitive digestive systems. Its carbonation level is intentionally moderate, which reduces enamel shock and makes it easier to drink without the acidity bite typical of citrus-heavy sodas. United Sodas appeal to people wanting a beverage that tastes sophisticated, feels light, and avoids the metabolic load of syrup-based drinks. Smooth flavor, gentle acidity, and thoughtful ingredient engineering make it one of the cleanest modern sodas available today. Number 4. Spindrift Sparkling Beverage. Spindrift separates itself from the entire soda category by doing something almost no major brand attempts, using real squeezed fruit instead of flavor concentrates. That choice changes everything. Without synthetic aromatics, artificial acids, or high-intensity extracts, Spindrift tastes lighter but also behaves differently in the body. Real fruit delivers trace polyphenols and natural acids that are significantly gentler than the engineered acid systems used in mainstream sodas. Because there are no stabilizers or preservatives, the drink must be kept cold to preserve flavor integrity, a sign of its minimal processing. The calorie count stays low because fruit is used sparingly, not as syrup. Experts often highlight Spindrift as one of the cleanest carbonated beverages available, especially for people who struggle with artificial sweeteners or colorants. The flavor may be softer than typical soda, but that's the point. Spindrift functions like a sparkling fruit infusion, offering refreshment without metabolic strain, chemical dyes, or aggressive acid loads. Number 3. Swoon Zero Sugar Soda. Swoon Zero Sugar Soda stands out for using monk fruit extract as its primary sweetener, not stevia, not erythritol, and definitely not artificial sweeteners. Monk fruit contains magrosides, compounds shown in studies to provide sweetness without impacting blood glucose or insulin response. Swoon avoids dyes entirely, keeping its formulations clear and free from pigment additives. Instead of acidic flavor punch, Swoon uses natural citrus oils and botanical essences to achieve brightness without relying on heavy acidifiers that damage enamel. What makes Swoon unique among zero-sugar sodas is its no cooling effect formula. Many sugar-free beverages create a menthol-like cooling sensation due to polyols. Swoon avoids those ingredients, giving a smoother flavor with no metallic or cold aftertaste. For people managing blood sugar or transitioning away from high-sweetness sodas, Swoon provides a clean, stable alternative that feels more like a well-balanced sparkling drink than a diet product. It's a gentle, metabolic-friendly soda built for everyday use. Number 2. Blue Sky Organic Soda. Blue Sky Organic Soda takes a heritage-style approach using organic cane sugar at modest levels and botanical flavor extracts instead of synthetic aromatic compounds. Its formulas avoid phosphoric acid entirely, relying instead on milder fruit-based acids that create flavor without overwhelming enamel. Because Blue Sky is certified organic, the ingredients stay free from artificial preservatives, colorants, and high-intensity sweeteners. This reduces both chemical load and the bitterness that often accompanies artificially flavored drinks. What sets Blue Sky apart is the use of natural plant oils and organic citrus distillates, which give it depth without relying on synthetic enhancers. Consumers often describe the flavor as softer and cleaner than mainstream sodas, with a smoother finish due to its moderate carbonation level. Blue Sky is ideal for people who want a traditional soda experience, sweetness, fizz, nostalgia, but within an organic, health-forward formula. It's a transparent, gently formulated beverage that respects both flavor and ingredient integrity. Number 1. Virgil's Zero Sugar Soda. Virgil's Zero Sugar Soda takes a very different approach than most diet soft drinks by leaning heavily on complex botanical blends rather than relying on synthetic flavor shortcuts. Each flavor is built from a combination of spices, herbs, citrus oils, and plant extracts that create depth without using artificial sweeteners or chemical preservatives. The sweetness comes from a carefully calibrated mix of erythritol and stevia, chosen to avoid the bitterness or sharp afternotes common in other sugar-free sodas. Virgil's also avoids artificial foam stabilizers and caramel coloring, meaning the drink's clarity and flavor come directly from its botanical base. This makes it noticeably smoother on the palate and less acidic overall, reducing the enamel stress typically associated with dark sodas. A key advantage is its balanced carbonation cycle, which produces small, gentle bubbles that reduce bloating and acidity impact. Consumers who are sensitive to diet sodas often find Virgil's easier on digestion because it avoids harsh acids and uses clean, plant-derived aromatics.